For logging into myfoxhurricane.com, I am meteorologist Dave Osterberg, and the tropical activity, of course, it starts to go way down as we enter November. And here's where we are today. We're past our little secondary peak in October, so we're going down into November. But with that said, of course, with another month left of the hurricane season and very warm waters sitting right here in the Western Caribbean, stands to reason something could develop. If you look at climatology, typically when things do form in November, late October, November, it's going to be in the Caribbean, and then they start to move northeastward because by this time you're getting cold front after cold front dropping down, which would tend to turn these storms. There's a 30% chance for development. Listen, how many times do we get these little yellow bubbles over the last 6 months? All the time. So it doesn't mean something is going to develop, it just there's a chance. And over the next 7 days, maybe some subtle development. We'll keep an eye on it. At this point, though, the computer models, some are picking it up, some are not picking it up, so it's nothing to be overly concerned about at all. Water temperatures, though, they're going back up in the Gulf. You know, after Milton came through, we knocked them down into the low to mid 70s, but this extended stretch of warm weather that we have, water temperatures are back up to around 80 degrees. But the warmest is down here in the Caribbean, and that's why climatology-wise, you're going to typically see storms form in this area. Very warm, very, very deep waters. So if something was to develop, it's got a lot of juice to work with and has that potential to develop into a tropical system. So as far as November tracks go, climatology-wise, I'm going to give you two separate tracks. It doesn't mean that if something forms, it's going to take one of these two. It's just typically this is what would happen. A low pressure developing here in the southwestern Caribbean, right where we have that area of interest, and then just kind of moving northeastward up through Cuba, Hispaniola, and then out just kind of east of the Bahamas. That is the typical track for November storms when they form. Another, maybe not so typical track, but a possibility is that if high pressure is sitting overhead to the southeast, you would push something going west and back into Central America. So those are two possible storm tracks. But again, right now, just a 30% chance for development in the next 7 days. What I'm trying to tell you is the next few days are going to stay quiet. Just keep checking back in with us, and we appreciate you joining us today.